How's it going, guys? I hope you're doing good. I want to welcome you back to my corner, and today I wanted to talk about something that I know a lot of people struggle with heavily, and it is the desire to be perfect, desire to be as close to perfection as you can possibly get. And it's completely natural that we would want to get as close to perfection as possible. There's nothing wrong with that. Wanting to be better in life is just a part of being human, I guess, or being you. But I feel like one thing a lot of humans forget is that you're gonna have flaws no matter what. Sometimes you can't control them. A lot of the times you can't control what flaws you may or may not have. Sometimes they're born with you. Sometimes you grow up with them. And sometimes they are gained flaws that you can get rid of. But I feel like the overall point I'm trying to make here is another part of flaws is that they make us who they are. I feel like in a society, in an ideal world where none of us have flaws, it is extremely boring. We all act the same because we're all what we consider perfect. So everyone just acts the same. And does that not sound like a boring world? At least to me, it sounds pretty boring. Maybe you see it differently, and that's okay too. It's natural to sometimes disagree. But I feel as if people get so caught up on wanting to be better, needing to be better, that sometimes they forget that having flaws is what makes you who they are. Like, not being funny, I'm someone who heavily appreciates art, and sometimes I'll see a quote-unquote mistake in art, or something that really isn't right, technically speaking, but it's just the artist's way of doing something, and it looks good because, it's technically a flaw, but it still looks good, I feel like that's a very big example of flaws kind of make us who we are and aren't always a bad thing. So I just really wish people would push away from the idea of wanting to be like 100% perfect and kind of lean into do what you can while still accepting your flaws. There are so many people who I know who I only love them as much as I do because of their flaws. Some people have enjoyable flaws, and it's really funny. And it kind of makes me sad that not everyone sees flaws like that. Some people see them as bad things. And I don't think that's okay, but maybe one day people will be able to understand just how flaws are to being a person, being you. But I hope you've taken the time to listen to what I'm saying. Maybe you can apply it to your own life. I hope so, friend. I hope it helps you. Please come back anytime you want. And if you take anything from this, I hope that it is to be imperfect is to be perfect.